Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Branding with Bex podcast. It's Bex here, and I'm so excited you decided to join me today. My lighting is not ideal, but it's actually really worth it because today's episode, we are sitting down with Callum from Otto Media. Now, the reason I'm recording this so late and I have my light up here, which hopefully the quality is okay for you guys, is because it's actually the morning in Australia. It's 11:18 in the morning. I actually just looked that up, and it's 9:18 here. So we just wrapped up an awesome interview where we are diving into creating viral marketing campaigns without a massive ad budget. Let's face it, not everyone has millions to throw at paid ads, but going viral, that's definitely still within reach. We're diving into the art and science behind campaigns that capture attention, drive word of mouth conversations, and scale organically. I actually just listened to a podcast and someone mentioned that when they were going through a hard time, that it's already tomorrow in Australia. And I thought it really relates to this podcast. So if you're having a rough night or going through something right now, it's already tomorrow in Australia. It's already sunny. The sun has rose again. It's going to be okay. It's already another day somewhere else in the world. And I really just wanted to share that because that was just like a little positive nugget that I found recently, and it really helped me. Whether you're launching your first product, maybe you're growing an existing brand, or if you're a creator and you're thinking about stepping into maybe marketing a product or a service, you're going to walk away with some really great ideas to turn your marketing from something that people maybe see or scroll past to something that they're going to stop and share with a friend. Let's just dive right into the interview. Ready to level up in 2025? Tune into Branding with Bex for insightful conversations, captivating guests, and practical tips. Whether you're on a walk, in the car, or getting ready in the morning, grab your headphones and let's dive into the world of branding together. Welcome to the show. Today we have Callum from Otto Media. Whether you are launching your first product or growing an existing brand, you are going to walk away with some actionable ideas to turn your marketing from overlooked to unforgettable. Let's just go ahead and get started and dive in with a little bit of background about you. Where are you located and how did you first get into this space?
How's it going, Bex? Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to today. So yeah, I am in Australia, living in Canberra. I started Otto Media bit over a year ago now. Always loved marketing. Bit of a story there, but ended up going into it myself. Probably wasn't the best timing, knowing we've just had a couple of kids, so life's pretty chaotic now. But anyway, that's life, and we're rolling with it. Yeah, absolutely loving every day. So we specialise in SEO, so digital marketing, being able to get businesses found online organically for free without giving money to Google, which is always nice. I think that was just something that I really resonated with your show, Bex. Being able to help these businesses, be found online and be successful, and I guess build their brand.
Yeah, that's great. I think a lot of my audience is either looking to launch a product or really just to spread the word about an e-commerce small business that they've already started. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have about going viral online? You mentioned, putting money behind like a Google ad or things like that, but what do you think can maybe be intimidating for people that are looking to get started?
So in terms of being intimidating to get started, anything to do with a camera is going to be scary. I think that's certainly something that I think anyone that says they're cool with it, I don't think they are. I mean, anything to do with a camera, even I hate it as well. But it's so important for branding, and it's so important to get your name out there. And I think now that we've got so much knowledge and intel at our fingertips when we're researching brands to work with, when we're looking at products, I think now it's more important than ever to have a face to your name and face to your brand, and I guess be authentic and be real. So in terms of being what to be scared of, it's nothing to be really scared of. Just go out and then just get started. I think you're going to suck when you start, and that's okay. You're going to suck to the smallest amount of people possible, but it's going to grow organically. So just have fun with it and enjoy the journey, and know you can't start good. You've got to earn it, earn the followers, earn the branding. But just have fun with it and know it's just a journey. But if your heart's in the right place, and you're doing this to genuinely help people, and you truly believe that your product and your services are fantastic, I guess, level or quality, you've got nothing to lose. Just go for it and give it a crack.
Absolutely. I like what you said about, your first post is not going to be great. Talking on camera is not easy for many of us, but it's definitely one of those things that it's kind of like you work it like a muscle. You just have to keep going and trying and putting yourself out there. And the face camera can be very intimidating for people, but as you do it more and more, it starts to not be as big of a deal. And you also touched upon launching, a marketing campaign and a brand and having a face behind it. There's either two ways to look at it, right? So like you could start a brand, speak through the brand and, kind of grow your account that way. Or you could look at it from the other side where you've already maybe have a community and then you want to launch a product. The overall theme, I would say, is that people buy from other people that they trust and that they feel connected to. I think that that's one thing that can go a really long way, especially when it comes to advertising and budget behind it. If people are more likely to buy from their community, I think word of mouth is still very powerful too. So if someone sends you a video of someone else talking or sharing more about their brand, that's free marketing, and it's also a great way for them to get to know you better. Could you give an example of maybe a low budget campaign that you worked on that gained a lot of unexpected traction, whether it be online or on social media?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Beck. So I think the most important thing is relatability, making sure that what you are posting can relate to a lot of people. I've sort of found this organically myself. I guess I'm kind of a big deal here. I did go viral a couple of times. Yeah, the Hungry Sax Player on TikTok. Don't worry about it. Check it out. Yeah. So look, I think you've got to hit a few different sort of touch points. One could be humor, being able to be something that people want to share with their friends and family, something that, you know, it might share with an office worker or something that you find really funny that you can resonate with.
Right.
Might be something like an outrage. It might be something, you know, there could be some kind of news or opinion or something that's kind of, yeah, something that's quite unexpected or triggers real emotion. But being able to be relatable is probably the most important thing. I know one video that I did that was the one that went, I think I hit over 1.5 million views, which was just amazing for me, and it's hilarious. So I do DJing on the side as a bit of a side hustle, which is very funny, and I also play saxophone and trumpet. And
Yep.
so one thing that I did was I thought, well, this will be really funny, and it worked in my favor. And the amount of bookings I've secured purely because people have said, I've seen your video and it made me laugh,
Yep.
was me performing at a wedding, obviously being a professional and being paid to do so. And I was playing over the canapes set with a keys player, keys singer. And obviously he's very good. There's the camera sort of shows me in the background stuffing my face with some canapes, just being and then, you know, chugging a beer and being so irresponsible. It was terrible. Like, who's paying this guy? And then I go to turn and I go to play the saxophone on one really popular song that everyone knows. And then I had one job and I go to play and it's the wrong note that comes out. And it's very funny. I think definitely check it out. It's, yeah, you can see it on my TikTok anyway. And it was more just the unexpected
Yeah.
of what you're seeing, almost like shock. Like, that's disgusting. That's funny. Oh my God, he had one job. Imagine if that was my wedding. But what's hilarious is it actually was, that was the second take. so,
Oh, okay.
so it wasn't
So it was
authentic.
planned.
It was 100% planned, but very, very funny. And then there's other things, like I had another video of that hit over, I think it was at 1.2, 1.3 million views, of me just being an idiot again. It's almost something that's relatable that you can send to friends. So this one was
Yep.
me holding 4 beers. Oh, there's a bit of a theme happening here. I swear I'm not like this usually,
Yeah,
but
I noticed.
maybe it's my pattern. Yeah, carrying 4 beers at once, then walking out to the table where everyone's waiting, you know, and to drink, and then, you know, you just make a stupid comment like, "Oh, what are you guys having?" So dumb. But it's something that people can have a laugh at, and when you
Yes.
don't take yourself that seriously, that's sort of been a pattern that has worked for me. But
Absolutely.
of course, it's just about what you want to achieve by doing that video, because you can make a lot of noise, but
Yeah.
it depends on how you want it to translate as well. I did that more just for the humour side, just to sort of show a bit of personality and a bit of fun, and it's worked in my favour because people can relate to me, not
Yep.
just in people wanting to book me as a DJ, but also as Otto Media as well. They can sort of see that I am relatable, I am real. I don't
Right.
take myself too seriously, but my God, I take this very seriously. The
Yes.
marketing and results and just being able to share my journey. I feel like people can hear what we're up to, and if they're up for it, they can plug into what we're doing, and jump on the journey and just know that, yeah, we're going to do our absolute best for them.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. You mentioned humor. That's definitely a great way to gain an audience. I think overall, if you're not someone that's like looking to put out, a funny video, that does go a long way with brand building too. Even storytelling does play a huge role. They feel like they know you. They feel like they know that they're going along for the journey with you, and I think that can go a really long way when it comes to spreading content organically. Like you mentioned, you could share it with your friends, you could share it with your family, and then it starts to gain traction that way, where people feel like, hey, they recognize you from that other video, so now they're going to see what else you're up to. That's super helpful when it comes to personal brand building, but then also business as well. Right now, we see a lot of people creating content and also a lot of businesses creating content Is there a way that small businesses and maybe solo entrepreneurs can really compete with those big brands in this space? Is it as hard as it may seem, or are there any like things that you've seen that can be helpful?
Now, I mean, I've always thought this: if you're smaller, you're faster.
Hmm.
I've worked at companies. I've worked at very big companies. It needs to go through 3, 4, 5 channels before it gets
Right.
approved. So yeah, I think big brands, whilst they're big and they're very successful, they are slow.
Yeah.
You're fast. You can move quickly. You can post raw, unfiltered like videos without needing all of those approvals, which actually works in your
Right.
favor because now it's very much just get the content out there. It's content
Yep.
first and just push it out and push it out and push it out. And I think the other big thing is I'm a big believer in having a serve mindset. It's
Hmm.
not more of like a take mindset. You'll find a lot of big brands when it has to go through so many different channels. What they're going to do is they're thinking,
Right.
well, how's this going to help us, the company? It's always us, us, us. Image. How are we going to look? How's this going to be taken? What risks have we got involved? Whereas
Hmm.
the wonderful thing, if you are small and it is you and you're building your brand, it can be done your way, which is
Yeah.
very exciting because it's going to allow you to really push content out there and speak your mind. And yeah, you're going to have a really, really good time
That's
being
a
able to
great
push out
point.
content. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think especially when you work with bigger brands, there's, like you mentioned, definitely more of a review process that has to happen before the content goes live. And with social, it's so important to share in almost real time. If you're trying to jump on like a trend or if there's like a meme that's out that you think you can relate to and your audience will relate to, it's so important to get that out like right away. You don't want to be someone posting an old meme a year
Oh,
later that finally got
lame.
approved. So that is so true. I also think you have a lot more flexibility as a small business to say like, we're going to have fun with it and create some like engaging interactive content because you also have a smaller audience at first too. So there's a
Yeah.
little bit less of that stress of like what does this look like from our brand tone and all the other things that go into it. Let's just authentically share and then see what happens. There's some really funny pages too, I think that are big businesses that do it well, but they started out as small pages. The one I'm just thinking of right now is I'm not sure if you've ever flown into the Orlando airport in Florida, but they have MCO has a they're on every like trend as it happens. Like they're like, and this airport has this huge following now, and it's so funny because they will just jump on the trends like right away. They're the first ones to make like a funny joke about something, and people share it. Like it's just a funny
Yeah.
sense of humor, and like
Absolutely.
that has grown their page so much over the last few years. At least I
Yes.
mean I've seen it. And I'm like, wow, and they're just taking risks and rolling with it,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Just roll with it. Yeah, I think like it's what people get scared of is to hit post because
Yeah.
they worry how they're going to be seen or heard. But at the end of the day, if you're posting out more, it's like anything. You just go for it, and people will forget about it. Just keep
Yeah.
moving forward. Keep pushing. Again, have the right mindset of serving people and provide helpful content that's going to help. And um, yeah, I think when you do that, the sales will come in and trust will absolutely follow.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
another point you mentioned about the big businesses, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the focus is on, like you said, what can social media do for us in terms of like ROI and how will this convert and all these things. And I think you can think about that from like more of a paid side, but when it comes to
Yeah.
growing things organically, it's really about growing that sense of community. That's really the focus, and more so I would say with social from the organic side is like having people come to you. So if you want to look at it more from like the sales or lead gen side, that's more you going out to them or like using like a paid ad to run. That's a big difference. And I think it can be so helpful to have people reaching out to you first because you have that sense of community and they're excited to support you. That goes a really long way. So, what would you say in terms of if someone's looking to join a platform to spread the word about their small business? Is there a platform you would currently recommend that might be the most viral friendly or low budget when it comes to marketing?
I mean, with social media, it is extremely powerful. It depends on what you're wanting to put out. I mean, anything to do with, say, TikTok, people are scrolling on TikTok because they do want to be entertained. So you can
Right.
push your very, very quick, fast moving content on there. But also Instagram Reels. You can be a lot of my clients are seeing me on Reels and reaching out and connecting with me
Mhm.
on there, I love the ability of sharing things like polls
Yep.
on your story. The amount of inquiry of people interacting with my stories more so than my posts is a really big one and
Mhm.
extremely undervalued. And the other thing, stories come and go, and everyone's a lot more understanding that it's just to showcase the journey of what you're up to. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What's your opinion on something? And it's gone. No one really takes it as like, oh, that's going to be there forever. And it just allows you
Right.
to really push things hard and also sing the praises of your clients. I love doing this the most, is being able to showcase my clients' wins, because their win is my win. And I
Right.
get super excited by it. And it might be at my detriment sometimes, but I don't care. It's
Right.
about winning, and clients feeling like, yeah, I am on board 100% with what they're doing. And if we can get them a win, I'm going to be telling the world about it. And they get excited as well. And yeah, stories is a very, very powerful tool for any business wanting to, yeah,
Yeah.
reach organic people, but also build a connection with your clients
Right.
as well. So that's more the real you, whereas it can be more curated when you're doing Reels or
Right.
TikTok. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
point. I think with
Um,
stories, it's helpful with the back and forth, like you said, with posting polls and story stickers. You're connecting with your audience, and but it's also in a way that you're also getting valuable information from them too. And
yeah,
it is building that relationship. But you could post
absolutely.
a story poll and ask a question about what they want to see or things like that, and that also gives you that great feedback. Well, they feel heard from their side as well. So that's a really great
Absolutely.
point.
So I think another platform which isn't social media would be your Google Business Profile,
Yep.
especially for a service-based business coming from an SEO perspective. Your Google Business Profile is almost like an extension of your website that people are going to see almost right away, and that in itself is going to be what builds trust. Um, but yeah, it's your local SEO and being able to be found and seen, and see your reviews and asking your clients to leave feedback and be active on there. You'll be coming up
Right.
often, especially in your local area where you are serving. So Google Business Profile is a really valuable tool that a lot of business owners overlook. A lot of business comes from there, especially, yeah, it's in terms of the radius of where you're serving and where you're registered. I believe it's a 4 kilometre radius around sort of the area of where you're going to be the strongest.
Right.
So be posting lots of content, but also add updates on there. It's actually a social media platform. People do
Mhm.
read it. They do take the time to look at that. So Google Business Profile is a good one. The other one, which is kind of, I think it's very, very powerful and totally underrated, is Reddit.
Mhm.
Reddit ads, Reddit advertising, and actually
Oh, wow.
paying. Yeah, yeah, it's everybody sort of turns to social media and Google, but the cost per click is so much lower on Reddit,
Right.
and the people that are reading Reddit, they're there for a reason, and
Yeah.
they're looking for something. And when they're looking for something, it means they're curious, and when they're curious, they can very easily turn into warm leads if you can do it in a way that's not salesy, but more to help people and just
Right.
pushes you to the top. So that's a really, really good one
Yeah.
to keep in your back pocket. Yeah, low budget. If I had $0 and I had to get my name out there, I think just hit posts hard.
Yeah.
Do 3 to 5 reels every week. I'm trying to post every single day. Some
Yeah.
marketing tips, and it's great. Like, people are now messaging me, and just sort of, you're starting to see these patterns of people
Mhm.
watching and starting to implement them. They're asking you questions about what they're trying to achieve and do, and it's wonderful. And when they get stuck, what I love is they think of you, and that's the
Yeah.
part where you can shine, because yeah, at some stage they're going to need help and professional help, and that's, yeah, you'll be the first person they think of.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is very powerful as coming across as a thought leader. A lot of business owners don't see the value in LinkedIn, but from I guess, getting your name out there and finding the right people and the decision makers,
Right.
you can really influence them, and they can resonate with with your opinions and your thoughts and your stories. So that's a really, really good one as well. And yeah, if you want to sort of come across as like a leader and expert, the other thing, and this is obviously a funny one, is being a guest speaker on podcasts within your
Yeah.
niche. Here we
Mhm.
are.
Here we are.
Here we are now. Wait to hear the benefits, everybody. so
Yeah.
So look, the biggest thing is, again, content. What I love most is not only am I able to provide, I guess, insight into my world and how we help people at Otto Media, but it's going to allow me to tap in and reach your audience specs
Yep.
and be able to resonate and provide value for where they are. So that in itself is an amazing platform for you to I guess, reach a lot of new listeners, which
Yeah,
is great.
absolutely.
It's free content. I
Yeah.
like to think that you'll be cutting
Yeah.
this up, chopping it all up, and posting it. Make sure you post the good bit.
It's a lot of content.
Yep.
You can one full length
Yeah, there's a
podcast.
lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
I know, a lot of trust there for you, Bex. What else? The backlink mention is massive, extremely powerful in SEO and getting other, especially now where we're moving more towards AI with AI
Yeah.
search. It's no longer just your website you need to worry about with getting that ranking and being found. It's
Yeah.
being found in AI overviews and Perplexity and ChatGPT searches. And a couple of my largest clients found me through ChatGPT searches, just having a
Really?
conversation. Yeah.
That's great.
Which
Yeah,
actually
that's
one landed four. Yeah, he had four companies. Yeah. So
wow.
so being able to get those backlinks from a podcast, I like to think that yeah, if you do share anything online or a blog or anything like that, if you are able to link to the business that or the person
Mhm.
that you're speaking to, not just their website but also their LinkedIn, because
Yeah.
again that gives authority there as well. And so there's a lot of power there, and especially moving into that AI space, you need to get everybody talking about you off of your website,
Great.
because AI search is going to be, well,
Yeah.
it already is such a big thing now that we really need to launch into it and understand.
Yeah, I was just listening to a Gary Vee podcast about how people are starting to look into it more so when you're purchasing like AdWords through Google. They're going to be looking more so to look into getting their names out there on ChatGPT and seeing what options there are from like the AI side of what they can purchase, so that way their name will
Yeah.
show up as the top ranking in their area. So it's definitely something to consider. I think you brought up so many great points there. LinkedIn, I feel like at one point was definitely a place where people looked really for opportunities of employment, and the platform has really shifted more so to be a community building, engaging platform. We're seeing a lot of like micro blogs and blogs that are like providing a lot of value for their potential customer. Just like how you mentioned with the videos, when people start to see your value more and more on their feed, they're going to be more likely to reach out to you and to work with you potentially in the future. So that was a great platform you brought up too. Google Business Account is very similar to Reddit in my head, because whether they're going to whatever business it is, it could be a restaurant, whatever it is locally, most of us will go on Google, see what the reviews are, see what's going on. Or if you have a question and you want to go through Reddit and get really like real word of mouth responses, you might not want to look at something that's a polished, curated website. It just feels a little bit more trustworthy when it's coming from literally a random stranger on Reddit. But for some reason, it
Mm,
feels like it's more
totally.
authentic. I think that goes that way.
100%. I mean, everybody does it. I certainly look at the carbonara just to make sure it's actually, it's not just a creamy sauce. It's actually done correctly. Does the pizza? Is the pizza dough, is it crispy on the side? Is it
Right.
wood fired? Everybody's looking at that. And again, going back to the power of the local search, being able to post on your Google business profile pictures
Yeah.
after every job that you're doing, that's actually a signal to Google of where you are located, what you're doing, and it's another signal to say that you are a trustworthy local business.
Yes.
So once again, I would, after every job, as part of your strategy, just take a photo, take a picture, and it actually stamps where you are. It knows where you are at the
Okay.
time of posting as well. So that's very, very powerful and underrated as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If someone's looking to start creating content and share it for their business, and they want to get as many eyes as they can on the piece of content that they shared, are there any key ingredients that you would say would help to increase their chance of creating content that's shareable? Like what makes content shareable for someone?
I would say it depends on your personality.
Hmm.
For me, I find it quite natural to use humour
Okay.
as a way to, I guess, get everyone's guard down. That yeah,
Yeah.
I'm relatable. I'm trustworthy. You can talk to me. It's not going. I'm not a scary guy. I hope not anyway. Um, Truth bombs. Yeah, make it short,
Okay.
visual and sharp. I think is a good one as well.
Mhm.
I know Gary Vee's massive on creating a big hook, something that's
Yeah.
going to engage the listener straight away. So, for example, if there was something, say your podcast, Bex, and there was just one moment or a pivotal moment in a conversation that you know is going to get everyone's ears tuned, you would
Right.
chop that up and you would put that first, and everyone will be hooked to then want to know more and they'll continue watching. So, being able to,
Right.
yeah, make it short, visual, sharp, have a kick ass hook, and then ask yourself, would I send this to, yeah, would I send this to a
Right.
friend? If
Yeah,
that's the
that's a great
case,
question
well,
too.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and if the answer is no, well, what's the likelihood of someone else wanting to do that?
Very good
Yeah,
point.
once
Very good
asked though,
point. Yeah.
yeah,
And
once
I
asked.
also think too, like the hooks are important. When I promote this podcast, for example, I'll pull just like a quote or some tidbits from the podcast that you want to listen to the whole podcast after you've seen it. So while maybe that piece of content could be shareable, I think a big part of that is hopefully driving people to the full length episode because they're curious of like what comes up next in the conversation. That's one thing that I've noticed has helped too. If you pull the short form clips, you could use it as a YouTube short and then drive to the full length YouTube video. And that really helps to get people converted to move them through to check out more of your content. Would you say there's any mistakes that people make when they're trying to have a post go viral? Maybe trying too hard in order to make a post go viral, or what would you say are any mistakes that you've seen?
I think the biggest thing is not having intention
Mm-hmm.
behind your post. Um, yeah, it depends on what you're doing it for. If you're just doing it for just views, well, that's all well and good. But if you're doing it with a strategy behind, say for winning trust or to get more clients, it's not so much about going viral or chasing virality. It's really about creating really helpful content that is going to help the people that actually see it, that want it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can go viral and you can make a lot of noise, but is it going to convert into money in your pocket, or is it just going to make you feel good that you're a viral sensation? For me, it's more important to get to the people who it's going to make the biggest impact for.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And yeah, I'd rather 200 fantastic, well qualified people that it's going my story or my information is going to resonate with, than getting 2 million people just having a laugh to send to a friend, to a grandma. It's not going to go anywhere other than it was a laugh. It was funny, and we're going to move on in life. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think,
That's a great point.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Um,
chase it.
Don't chase it. Great point. I think at the conversion side and seeing like where the content goes, I think people get really into chasing trends on social media, and that is fine to help your account, maybe grow or maybe that post do really well. It's what can you do after that post went viral? Or do people actually feel connected to you? Or was it more so just a trend that took off? We're going to see brands create content that's a little bit more evergreen. And that's one of the reasons that I really shifted a lot of my social media strategy to podcasting and to YouTube. And because long form content, you have a deeper way to connect with your audience. And also, they can watch this at their convenience, binge these episodes at one time if they want to. And it stays up on my YouTube channel, it stays up on my podcast. So it's just always providing that value that you can go back to versus like a viral post where people might not want to pull it up again. There's plenty of, videos out there. That's something I've seen from my end too.
Yeah, from a content creator, say from your perspective, Bex, one thing that you could certainly do is from a podcast, take the transcript, take it to ChatGPT, create a thought leading or a really thoughtful blog piece.
Yes,
And that's
yes,
going to be very helpful for the very things that we're talking about, which again would have the viral hook of what makes marketing successful, or the power of a viral video or something like that, and then attach this podcast. It's going to do such wonderful things for you. Then you can also repurpose it on lots of other a lot of other platforms, including LinkedIn. You can sort of pull out quite a few great thought leading thoughts or things that we discussed that would resonate with other people, and then you might have another 10, 15 posts that can go and be scheduled. You can repurpose your content so that it just keeps going and it keeps on giving. And like you said, it is evergreen, which is really good. I mean, I always say, yeah, consistency does beat randomness, but if you can just be everywhere all the time, but be smart about it so you're not wasting your time too, I think that's good.
right.
In terms of what you can do to keep the momentum, after you post, you mentioned it before about following sort of the trends of how many people are seeing it, who's seeing it, what locations are they seeing it. And you mentioned Gary Vee before, and I love Gary Vee, and I've read all of his books. And in one of his books, Jab Jab Right Hook, he literally talked about this, saying, watch your organic posts, whichever is successful, take that successful post and throw a couple $100 at it.
Yeah.
And boost it, because if it's worked well organically, it's going to work very well as a paid ad. And go
Right.
hard in just your area. You don't need to be, even just run a 5 kilometer radius around your area and just hit people hard with that really helpful content that you want people to know about you. You're going to be a celebrity in that area, and it does work. So that was something that I've always taken from Gary, to watch what's working and then boost it and go hard with it, because it's going to allow you to be very targeted and focused where you put your spend and put your money.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah, I know he also mentioned, yeah, within a 20-mile radius. He said to really keep track of your analytics, I think it's really easy to get wrapped up in a lot of the trends that are happening and trying to create a lot of content when you actually probably have so much content already recorded that you can take and edit and make shorter form content, longer form content, turn it into a static post. You brought up a blog, which is awesome because I am a firm believer in having a blog, and I have one, and I've had one for years now. All of my podcasts, I convert them into blog posts. They go on Pinterest. You have different audiences, based on all the different platforms. When I have a blog post go out about a YouTube video, there's so many people that are subscribed to my blog that may not follow me on Instagram, but they get that email to their inbox that I have a new blog post out, and then that helps to gain traction for my podcast episode because I'll drive to my Spotify, and there's so many ways that you can repurpose content. And so a really great point you brought up about boosting the posts within your area, because it doesn't have to hit a lot of eyes, it just has to hit the right audience. The targeting is really important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other great thing is just by taking even just this transcript and understanding it and getting it produced to be a blog in a blog post.
Yeah.
What's really cool is that anyone that looks up something of interest that we've discussed that finds you, they will be mentioning you. So any kind of publication, I see this all the time, they will be linking back to your website. So that is evergreen. You're going to be consistently getting backlinks and people talking about you and talking about your podcast, and purely because of, say, one thing that we said might come up in an AI overview, which is
Right.
really cool. And it's going
Very
to go
cool.
straight back to your website. And again, it's just eyes on your page, and it's your authority and it's trust that you're building. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much cool stuff to think about with content planning and strategy, but you've just got to be smart. It's a slog, but yeah, so you've just got to figure out what's the strategy with how you can do it with the least amount of time,
Right.
and leverage AI tools to fast track everything.
If you're not sure where to start, you can look into, even asking ChatGPT for a content calendar idea, and it'll put together, just an idea for you to get a general idea of like how many times you should post on social media each week,
Yeah.
or, the types of content that's performing well at the time. There's a lot of great ways that you can utilize it. I think, like you said, it's so important to stay authentic to yourself. It can be a great useful tool when it comes to just really streamlining and making things a lot more efficient. So actually, we only have one last question for today's podcast. This has been
No,
so insightful, and I'm so excited
I'm
to share this.
loving this.
If someone had just maybe 1 hour and one idea for a social media post, how should they spend that time to make the biggest impact?
Figure out the biggest pain point of your ideal customer.
That's a great point.
So for me, a lot of my clients are service-based businesses, and it just it's insane to think that they don't have anything in place. Say, for example, a client of mine is a cake shop, and they sell a lot of cakes, yet they don't have any data or automated email campaigns to send out an offer when someone's birthday is with what they purchased last year to get that order. And there are just so many things, car mechanics, the way you need to get a certain pink slip or a yellow slip every single year, and you've got 1,200 customers on your database, and every time each year when they're going to need this thing. And it should be automated because there's such missed opportunity there. So figure out a pain point. What's keeping your ideal customer stuck right now? And once you've done that, I would then just grab your phone, record a 60-second compelling video talking about that very pain point, so you can resonate with them, so they think, he gets me, he
Yeah.
understands me, this is the guy, this is the person that I need to talk to, because this is what I'm feeling. And I'd post it on your Reels, I'd post it on TikTok, I'd post it on your LinkedIn, I'd pin it, boost it if you can. Hey, if it's getting good traction, give it a boost.
Yep.
I would DM 10 plus people that you think your content's going to help, or they might resonate well with it, because they might have someone else that they could share that to that could be very, very helpful. Say they might have a hairdresser that's getting started, and then you might have said
Right.
one fantastic tip of starting a small business and the power of just giving it a crack and giving it a go. And then all of a sudden you've got another follower, and then they share it with someone. So I'd be DMing it to 10 plus people, and I'd respond to every comment. I know Gary Vee does this personally. He will respond to every single comment with gratitude. Like, people are taking the time to not only just listen to you and hear you and I guess be part of your story, I think it's the least you can do is take the time to truly appreciate them and respond to them, and
Absolutely.
every single comment with gratitude.
Absolutely, yeah. Those
I
are
think
really great points. I think that makes a huge impact, and it relates to a lot of the conversation that we've, had today, where you're adding that relatability piece by recording the video, you're storytelling, you're connecting, you're discussing like the pain points that they have, and it really ties everything together into a really quick and efficient marketing campaign for them. And like you said, with those personal touches, I think that makes a huge difference when a business, whether even though they're setting up an automation tool, but when a business remembers your birthday or sends you a little something for your birthday or says, here,
here's
take
10 bucks for a
15%
cake.
off. I think it does go a long way, and it also helps you when you're building that brand loyalty. Someone who, oh, well, I bought a birthday cake from them last year. Okay, I'll buy another one from them this year.
And it's
Or,
easy. Yeah, it's
yeah,
easy for them. It's just like, oh God, I don't have to think, just do it. Book it
right. And
in.
you
Buy
already
that
have
cake.
that reputation too, where they
Yeah,
know
it
what
worked
you're
last year.
getting. They did it last year, and
Yeah,
it really helps to simplify the whole process. So that is a
yeah,
really great point, and a really
yeah.
great takeaway. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. I'm so excited to share this episode. I think it's going to be really helpful for anybody who's either looking to start their own brand right now, or maybe someone that's a small business and they're really trying to dip their toes into social media, but maybe they don't have the biggest budget to do so. So if you want to wrap up this episode and maybe just let everybody know where they can follow you, and find your media business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess I am in SEO, so hopefully I'm easily found, which would be good. So
Easily
feel free to type
searchable.
in my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it works. Awkward if you can't find me. So just, yeah, my name, Callum Gracie, Canberra, SEO. My business name is Otto Media. I post helpful marketing tips every single day. I try to anyway. On all of my socials. So Instagram is Otto underscore media underscore agency. Website is ottomedia.com.au. And if you are on LinkedIn, connect with me. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear that you listen to this podcast as well. And hopefully there was a little nugget of gold in there that you can take and think about and start implementing. But yeah, you're helping a lot of people, Bex. This is
Oh,
awesome.
well, thank you. You too. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. And I will add all of your links in the show notes as well. So when people are watching this on Apple or Spotify or YouTube, they'll be able to connect with you too, and ask any questions that they may have. But
You're
thank you so
amazing.
much for tuning in, to all my listeners. And
Awesome. Have a great day, Bex.
thank you.